Hello, everybody. Welcome into Talking Fitchburg on this Wednesday, August 24, 2022. I'm Jeremy Crosby. Hope you had a great day. Glad you tuned in with us this evening for Talking Fitchburg. We got a great show coming up for you today. We broke ground on a new hospital. Well, it's a rehab hospital that we want to tell you about. Encompass Health coming to Fitchburg, breaking ground in the Noble Drive area this morning. And we have coverage for you here on Talking Fitchburg today. We'll take you out to that groundbreaking and introduce you to Encompass Health. We'll be helping you with rehab and a lot more. So we'll have that coming up in our digest. Plus in the guest segment, we're going to bring back the interview we did with Mandy Miller. Mandy Miller is works out at the Senior Center. You may have seen her on the show What's Happening at the Fitchburg Senior Center, or a guest here on Talking Fitchburg. But she had a blood draw. She had a blood draw. They had a blood drive in her honor because she had an unfortunate incident where she needed blood. So a lot of people stepped up during a blood drive earlier this month, and we're going to tell you about her story on why it means the world to her that you donated and what donation can help with in any manner when it comes to blood and donating. So we'll share that story with you coming up here in just a little bit of time. But first, we'll get into your headlines here on this Wednesday. We start with the Sunnyside Dog Park. It is fully open. The dog park was closed because the goats were there, but the goats worked really fast to clear out that large exercise area. So now that's back open, and it says thank you for your patience and effort while they cleared the invasive plants, and hope to see you at the park. A message from the Sunnyside Dog Park group. Fun at the Park will be happening tomorrow night at the Southdale Park. This is part of our effort to communicate the annexation of the town of Madison. Fitchburg is getting a piece of the town of Madison, basically south of the Beltline between Highway 14 and Rimrock Road. And we want you to join us, members from the town in that area, at the park for fun in the park, where we'll have games. We've got food. In fact, I'm going to break it down on that food right now. For the food, we got hamburgers, we got hot dogs, we got chips, we got snow cones, and we're adding one more deep, great sandwich, a Philly sandwich. JD's helping us out. JD is a local business in the town that'll be becoming part of Fitchburg. So we're glad to have them as a partner in this, and they will be serving up, have some great food. And we have met a lot of people at this, and you're going to meet a lot more as you come out for this event tomorrow. It'll be 4:30 to 6:30 at the Southdale Park, 200 Deer Valley Road. We're under the shelter. I want to put a note to this as well. We know there's a chance of rain tomorrow. We will be making our rain call in the early afternoon, whether we'll have to cancel the event or not. We're going to hope that we can get this in and the rain's going to hold off. But if it does, we'll put out signs informing everybody that it is not happening at the park because of the rain. But we're going to say and pretend that that's not going to happen, and there will be an event at the park. So stop on by 4:30 to 6:30. Our city departments are going to be there. We got a lot of nonprofits coming out, and some special guests as well. So we'll hope to see you all out there at Southdale Park. Fitchburg Senior Center, transportation services. If you haven't used the transportation services, excuse me, that the Senior Center has, gets me choked up when I talk about it. Here, let's take a look at the list. Let's start with medical rides. It says, please note, we do not require notice of at least 5. We do require notice, and I do not do require notice of at least 5 business days for a ride request in order to find an available driver. Proof of COVID vaccination is required. Any questions, you can call the Senior Center at the number on your screen. Meals, it's $1 round trip. Transportation provided to and from the Senior Center by Transit Solutions. All you gotta do is call the Senior Center 608-270-4290 to schedule your ride today. Please indicate if you need a wheelchair lift, and they'll help you out. How about the shopping trips? Shopping trips, $3 round trip, provided by Transit Solutions from the general and grocery store shopping on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. You must indicate wheelchair upon sign up. You can check the calendar for trip destinations. And finally, shuttle service. This service is used for medical ride requests that require wheelchair transportation. Request donation is $10 round trip. Call the Senior Center 270-4290 3 business days in advance to schedule a ride, and subsidy for the transportation is provided by the Friends of the Fitchburg Senior Centers. Senior Center. Still choked up. All right, book club at the cafe at the Fitchburg Public Library. Check this out. This is happening on Wednesday, September 14th. Book club at the cafe is held on the second Wednesday of the month at oh my gosh, I can't say it. Barriques, thank you. Please join us for a discussion of this month's book, You Never Forget Your First by Alex Go. Copies of the book are available at the library second floor reference desk. Registration is not required. That is at Barriques, and they'll be at 6:30 to 7:30 p.m. at 5957 McKee Road in Fitchburg on September 14th. And you can email Minda, the outreach librarian, for more information. All right, turning our attention to air travel. We warned you earlier, we're talking Department of Aid, Trade, Consumer Protection, but here's a good reminder for you. If you're planning any travel by plane, you should plan for extra. I've heard so many horror stories for the travel, and I've got 2 trips coming up back to back that I'm a little nervous about. So let's talk about your passenger rights. Airlines must offer refunds, including the ticket price and any optional fees charged for canceled or significantly delayed flights. Know your airline's policy ahead of time. If you aren't aiding by the law or their own policies, you can report them to the U.S. Department of Transportation. It's good to know. How about this one? Book an early flight. These are some travel tips for you. Book an early flight so that if it is delayed or canceled, your travel plans are minimally affected. Avoid connecting flights if possible to minimize the chance of delays and cancellations. That's a tough one, because a lot of times you do have to, go to a different airport or change planes. But if you can avoid that, that's good. Consider purchasing travel insurance to cover the costs associated with the flight delays. Make sure you read those, though. Really read those. Book a hotel with a free cancellation policy near your departing airport in case your flight is significantly delayed. I thought that was the coolest tip yet, to book a hotel room, especially in the wintertime for us when we're traveling. When it comes to Wisconsin, you want to make sure you got that. And pack a change of clothes and basic TSA complement toiletries in your carry-on in case your language is lost or delayed, or if a flight is delayed and you need to make an overnight stay. And have a safe flight, because that's what is most important. We want to make sure you travel just fine. And finally, a reminder about campus fire safety. We know you got a lot of loved ones going back to school. We want to make sure they stay safe. So, as the new semester begins, remember about that campus fire safety. As students, you need to use these quick tips here on your screen. First one, and these are pretty startling statistics. Fires in student housing can cause an average of 29 injuries and 11 million in damages each year. September and October are the peak months for fire, with most fires occurring between 5 and 9 p.m. Not so good. And 9 out of 10 fires are started by cooking. We see a lot of cooking fires here in the city of Fitchburg. So please, please, please do your part. Stay by when you're cooking, because unattended cooking leads to devastating consequences for a lot of people. All right, that does it for our headlines. Coming up next, we open up our digest. We're going to take you out to the new Compass Health breaking ground earlier today. That's next right here on TF.
Considerando el número de desastres naturales que ocurren en los Estados Unidos, es probable que en la próxima década todas las regiones tengan que lidiar con alguna clase de emergencia. Entre la escuela, los deportes y la vida social, es probable que cuando suceda usted no esté con sus hijos. ¿Saben ellos qué hacer? Listo.gov/niños tiene información y herramientas educativas para facilitar esta conversación. Cuando llegue el momento, se sentirán preparados y no asustados. Así que hable con su familia hoy mismo.
Así que no le cuento todo, y sobre de encajar siento como que me va a decir que es una ridiculez.
Puedo entender eso completamente.
Bailando entre dos vidas, el pasado y el futuro.
Man, it's lonely. Like, going through life lonely.
There is the therapeutic aspect of music, just expressing how you feel. I'm going to talk to Howie about his feelings, make it into a song.
after you joined our family, it was like, I really do feel complete now.
Welcome back into Talking Fitchburg in the Digest. Today we're going to take you out to a groundbreaking. It happened earlier today on Nobel Drive. We've got Encompass Health joining us here. We'll take you out to that groundbreaking and learn more about this great healthcare center.
Thank you all for coming today. Very excited to be here in Fitchburg. My name is Troy D. Decker. I am the Central Region President for Encompass Health. We have 152 hospitals nationwide, and I am responsible for the Central Region, which makes up predominantly the Midwest. We have 23 hospitals throughout that area, and this one will actually end up being the second hospital for us in Wisconsin. We're opening one in February of next year in Eau Claire, so we're very excited about that. Such a great community for us to come to. When we were looking for locations, this stuck out, and I appreciate the community leaders that worked with us through some of the expectations of what you guys wanted to get this approved. Very appreciative of the mayor to help walk us through some of these things as well. So we're very excited about what this potential site has for the residents and the community in Fitchburg and the surrounding areas. When I look across here, I see a future that has a 56-bed inpatient rehabilitation hospital, which based on our review is sorely needed in this community. I've been meeting with several folks over the last few years as we planned this, and we initially planned for 40 beds, but after having some discussions with some of the folks at St. Mary's, we're gonna go ahead and go out of the ground at 56 beds because of the anticipated need. So a typical patient that would come to us generally comes from an acute care hospital. Diagnoses would be patients who've suffered a stroke, maybe they were in a car accident, have multiple trauma, a head injury, or maybe just medically complex and need a little bit more time to get back to their normal living. And so the acute care hospital gets them medically stable, a couple of days, 3 days, 4 days, and then they come to our rehab hospital where they spend about 12 to 14 days receiving care from a specialized team where we have hospitalists, a physician that has been trained in physical medicine and rehab. We have rehabilitative nurses, physical therapists, occupational therapists, speech therapists, all working to address an individualized care plan to allow that patient to regain their function and hopefully return back home into the community. And that's what's going to be happening here. And on October 3rd of 2023, which is not too far away, will be our first patient. And we're getting ready to move dirt this week. Every bit of this hospital comes with the patient in mind. The location and the land will allow us to actually expand to 80 beds. It'll have a spacious inpatient rehab gym with advanced technologies. We have an in-house pharmacy, a courtyard, dining room, and day areas. And our teams will be looking at best practices to help provide that customized care to get our patients home. Now I'd like to introduce Angela Kinderman, President and CEO of the Fitchburg Chamber Visitor and Business Bureau. Angela?
Thank you, Troy. Welcome, everybody. And I just want to briefly say on behalf of the Fitchburg Chamber of Commerce, welcome to Fitchburg. We look forward to helping your on-the-ground team become an integral part of our community. So thank you. Fitchburg and Dane County in general is home to some of the world-class medical and wellness facilities. And adding a full-service rehabilitation hospital to that roster is a real benefit to our citizens, and we could not be more grateful for you choosing Fitchburg as your first location, or second location. First location?
Second location in Wisconsin.
Second location in Wisconsin. So welcome Encompass Health and Hospital, and we hope to work with you closely. I'd like to now introduce Mayor Richardson.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for being here. I'm incredibly excited to have this groundbreaking today. Encompass is just going to be a great company to have here in Fitchburg. It's great to see that people throughout the region will be able to come here and get high quality rehab care right here in Fitchburg. So it's a great draw from the entire area. I do want to thank a few other people for being here. We do have a representative from Senator Tammy Baldwin's office. Justin's here. Thank you. And a representative from Congressman Mark Burkan's office. Calvin, thank you for being here. We have a few other elected officials. Kirsten from the Dane County Board over there, thank you. And we have our council president, Randy Udell, standing back in the corner here. And also Jim Wheeler on our council as well, one of our alders. And that's everyone, it looks like. But really, thank you so much for investing here. It's incredibly exciting to see that you're already building bigger than you planned. And so I think that just speaks to the need, the demand, and we can't wait to work with you, not only for this part, but also for the future expansion. So welcome to Fitchburg. Thank you for investing here. And I'll turn it back over to you, I think. All right.
All right. Don't forget your car key. Is this yours or is this Angela's? She drives an Audi, so you know. All right. So I just wanted to thank everybody. I also wanted to take a moment. As I said, how many years it took. There's a lot of folks that are involved, not only in this community, but in our home office in Birmingham that are involved in the planning and development of this. So I wanted to take a moment to recognize them. So now let's have folks come up and let's move some dirt.
Are you ready to put your shovels in? On the count of 3, you can dig up the dirt. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3.
Thank you, guys. By all means, please take the shovels and the helmets. Serena, you guys want to come up?
All right, there you have it. We'll look forward to welcoming in later next year. We'll have all those details when they cut ribbon on that new facility. Take a quick break. Coming up next, we open up our guest segment. We're going to introduce you to Mandy Miller and tell you about her story and why donating blood is so important. Next right here on Talking Fitchburg.
See on page 4 that the projections need to be blood. Next Thursday?
Seriously? Thursday? Can't do that.
This is really inconvenient.
I have yoga that day.
I have no time for this.
So.
I can't do Thursday, but I can do Friday.
Disasters don't plan ahead. You can. Talk to your loved ones about how you're going to be ready in an emergency. Don't wait. Communicate.
Type 2 diabetes can have a big impact on your life, but how can it be prevented? Well, the first step is knowing if you have prediabetes, a serious medical condition that puts you at high risk for type 2 diabetes. 1 in 3 American adults has prediabetes, but more than 80% don't know they have it. The good news is, prediabetes can be reversed, and for many people, healthy changes in their daily routine can make a big difference. Take the 1-minute risk test today at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Severe weather can strike anytime, anywhere, but there's a simple way to stay safe. Hey, Jim Cantore here. I stay safe in dangerous weather by planning ahead. You can stay safe too with a few easy steps. Build an inexpensive kit with supplies for your family's needs. Write down important information like phone numbers and medications. Always talk with your family and remember any pets in your planning. Be ready, be safe. Start your plan today at ready.gov/plan.
If you love them enough to suck the snot out of their nose at 4 a.m., then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
The black truck? Hey, Christina from accounting.
Yeah, hi.
Hey, I used to date a girl named Christina.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then she dumped me for my best friend. You want to see some photos of them that I took?
I don't.
I thought we talked about this, buddy.
Buzzed and overshared again?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna call a car.
That's a smart idea.
So yeah, I know, that's why I did it.
Hey, you're gonna get back to the top of the mountain.
Does that mean I'm gonna get back with Christina?
No.
Oh.
No.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Welcome back into Talking Fitchburg in the guest segment, and it's Mandy Miller, friend of the show, works for the Fitchburg Senior Center, and needed blood. She had something happen to her medically where she needed blood, and we had an event recently where she set up for you to come donate blood. You came out in a very strong fashion, and we want to tell you her story and why it's so important to donate.
Blood donation saved my life. Almost a year ago, I wouldn't have lived if I wouldn't have gotten 10 pints of blood. So that's your entire blood volume and then some. So yeah, it was very scary. They needed to transfuse blood very fast, so they had 2 IVs with blood going in at different points during my hospitalization. And it got really scary. I mean, it was actually really scary because it was like, if they were asking me if we can't get this in fast enough, will you give us consent to go into your carotid artery? And I was like, yes? What do you say to that? So very overwhelming. And like you said, I wasn't super coherent most of the time because when they were giving me blood, I had just crashed. And then it crashed again another few days later. And so I was kind of out of it. So, but yeah, I've thought an awful lot about it in this past year. It sincerely has meant the world to me that I was able to receive the blood that I got when I needed it the most. I never in a million years thought I would ever have to have blood transfusions so quickly, and they were there for me because people donate blood. I have so much gratitude towards people that donate blood, and if you're doing it for the first time, thank you. It means so much. I live a joyful, contented life, and I'm only able to do that because blood donation saved my life. I've always been aware of blood drives because my mom and dad have been involved with them my mom's entire adult life, my dad's entire adult life. My dad has been a donor since he was in the Army, and now he's like 75. So, and my mom has been coordinating bloodmobiles in Barron County for 40 years, I don't know. So, and I remember in high school I coordinated a bloodmobile at our high school. So it's not like super new to me, but at the same time, I'm so happy that we have the space here at the Fitchburg Community Center, and I work here, so we can just like set it up and make it happen. 3 of my friends are first-time donors, and they're coming today. 2 of them are very scared. But not only are they friends, but they're coworkers. And we are just a really big family down at the Senior Center. And so it just delights me that people want to give back. Friends of mine that are donating today are also remembering how they felt a year ago when things weren't looking good for me. And so it means a lot to them too, I think, to be able to donate today. And I'm excited. I'm really excited that they're giving it a shot for the first time. That's important. I have some of my volunteers are coming up from working down at the Senior Center. Roger's coming up to give blood after a while when he's done volunteering. So it's just a great place. I'm surrounded by people that are giving, and this giving blood is probably one of the greatest things somebody could do, is to give blood. because it's so needed. I wanted this bloodmobile to have more of a northern Wisconsin bloodmobile feel, like how my mom does her bloodmobiles. So like I made a ton of banana bread this past weekend, so that there's homemade banana bread, and I've got cheese and crackers, and I'm just trying to make it more cozy in here. And then we have this amazing ukulele group, the Fun Fitchburg Ukulele Network. And I was like, you know, it'd be really fun to have like some music. So I asked if they would play in the hallway just as some background music. So yeah, so this amazing group is out playing and singing and playing, and they're doing all the songs from the 70s and 60s. So it's just to try and add a little more fun and joy to the day, because I'm just so happy to be here. To everyone that donates blood, thank you sincerely from the bottom of my heart, and other people who have received transfusions I know must feel just as grateful as I do. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I cannot thank you enough. I'm so delighted to be here today, and it's only because I received 10 pints of blood when I needed it the most.
All right, there you have it. What a great story. And thank you all again for coming out and donating blood, and check with the Red Cross on the next blood drive in your area. Take a quick break, wrap up the show next. You're watching TF.
Como padre, todos los días son un desafío. Y hay que estar ahí presentes. No importa lo cansado que uno esté, hay que estar ahí presentes para ellos. Cuando los niños aprenden algo nuevo, es ese momento mágico y especial, y creo que presenciar ese momento es mi favorito.
The central and midwestern U.S. averages more than 850 tornadoes each year, and lately, the number of floods has been rising in the region too. So chances are, there will be more twisters and floods near here again. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are, you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has all the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
Put the keys down, Kevin.
But I'm gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
I guess I have really been looking for love in this dating app. Yep, I'm definitely gonna call a ride home.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
All right, we're wrapping it up. It's been a day. What a great show for us today. Thank you to Mandy Miller for sharing her story about donating blood, and welcome Encompass Health. We're happy to have you here in the city of Fitchburg. As we wrap up, remember you can stay connected with Fact TV. It's fast, fun, free, easy, and everything else in between. Yeah, if you haven't found us on social media, you should check us out on Facebook and YouTube. And of course, follow us at the website, fitchburgwi.gov. Not good when you stumble on that. Have a great day.